Welcome to a very special tale. This is the story of Nimfaneth. Whatever her name was, Nimphanenf? I don't know. She's a cannibal. But she wasn't always like this, believe it or not. She actually, was much worse. Let's go through the tale of Nimfanenf right now, me and you, huh? She got arrested for rape. Oh my god, this fucking horse is in the way. She wasn't always ugly as hell. She was mostly ugly though. She wasn't always Nimphanenf though. Nimphaneth, fuck. She wasn't always Nimphaneth though. She used to be called Nimfanenf. Hey man.
Not many wood elves would choose to come alone to Skyrim.
It happens. Captain Horse.
Forget the list. She goes to the block.
You're a cruel horse, but I agree. She started off as a simple fisherman. Every day she would bask the forest lakes looking for fresh fish. She just loved flesh. She couldn't get enough of it. Until one day she happened upon a small town. And she climbed out of water for the first time. She looked at herself, dressed in her favorite blue gown. And she said, "I want to kill and eat all of the humans in this residence." And so she turned into a furry and proceeded to eat every single person she saw that day. Her first blood was a man named Sven. She chased him for 4 meters before she killed him, and he died. And she went num 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 on some flowers. She then went for some other guy called Hod. Just kidding. She went for Alvor instead. She mauled him. But she hesitated at first, clinging onto her humanity. He flew away. And she missed again. But soon she would have her meal. The one that got away, Hod, would be the first flesh she truly eats. But she hesitated again, wondering why it keeps doing that. Finally, she had her meal. And she was satiated. For now. She couldn't resist the taste of child flesh. She killed the child to death, and then ate him. And then she ran away again. Wait, she killed a dog as well. Did she eat the dog? She didn't eat the dog though, she had some morals. She couldn't hit the pigeon. She got really self-conscious and ran away. Back into the water she went, but this time with a friend. And they rode off together. They would meet eventually, but not today. Today she was back to fishing, after killing a dog. Never mind. Eventually she calmed down. She was a human again. Oh, in all of her glory. She had had a taste for flesh. But she wanted more. She looked out over this desolate landscape. A land she'd never been to before. One with a giant cow in the background. And she smiled because she realized she could be anyone here. No one knew about her past. She could restart. Live fresh. In a whole new world. A dazzling place for her and no one else. She committed suicide. I'm just kidding. She had heard of a cannibal cult making its home in Markarth. Priestess of Namira. Or a herald of Namira at least. So she set out to make her way there. But given the range she found herself in, she realized it might be good to spend the night in the closest town she was at. So she chose Whiterun. She wondered if news of her crimes had gotten back here yet. She had a feeling that this was part of Riverwood. It looks like they let her in. She's safe. For now. She sold some stuff. And she impersonated an Imperial officer. And she heard a familiar voice in her head say, "Don't forget to check inside my eyes if you need anything." And then without warning, the weather had completely changed. And she didn't know why. Odd, she thought, as she fell off a cliff and took fall damage. Oh no, never mind. She apparently cares more about the story than I do. She decided to make her way quicker to Markarth. She could pay for the trip, but she figured, I'm an Imperial officer. They wouldn't mind if I simply take a horse. I'm an Imperial officer, she said, and she rode away to Markarth. All the way there.
Legion's always looking for strong.
Hiding brew mead with a winch on each arm?
Fuck. She got lost a couple of times, but eventually, she found her way there. As she walked up to the ancient city of stone and stone, she wondered if she'd made the right call coming to Skyrim. She walked until I got cut off mid-sentence. "Excuse me, sir, do you know where Namira's coven is?" she asked. The man said nothing. She knew she was in the right place the moment she went into the city.
Pendant would look lovely on my
A fresh kill. A new meal. She ran, knowing that she couldn't let anyone onto her next steps. And she found a friend to stand with along the way. She walked up to the Jarl's keep of the city, until she heard a voice in her right ear. Come in, I have the answers." It was the door to the Hall of the Dead, but it was locked. She would need to get in, but she only had 2 lockpicks. She only had 1 lockpick now. Her destiny, 1 metal door away. She made it, and she followed the voice that she heard. Creeping around where she shouldn't be, she knew she might be in danger. She stayed out of sight, out of mind, until she began to hear a familiar voice calling out to her, one she's heard in her
Not many would
dreams.
walk blindly into a crypt, smelling of steel and blood, but not fear.
She knew this voice from her dreams.
I feel the hunger inside of you, gnawing at you. You see the dead, and your mouth grows wet. Your stomach growls.
It was calling to her.
It's all right. I will not shun you for what you are. Stay. I will tell you everything you have forgotten.
She couldn't pinpoint the source, but it was almost like a jump scare.
You were young when you first tasted human flesh, weren't you? A brother or sister had died? An accident, of course. Then the hunger set in. Curiosity. What's the harm in just 1 bite? It's okay now. You found a friend who understands you. You can let go of your guilt.
Guilt? What are you talking about?
A lot of our kind block out the memory of their first meal. The shame is too much. But you don't need to hide anymore. Namira, the Lady of Decay, accepts you for what you are. She has a place for us where we can sate our appetites without judgment.
Where is this place?
It's inside Reachcliff Cave.
She said.
But the dead have stirred from their slumber recently, and I was forced here. Meet me there. We'll fight our way to Namira's embrace together. Until then, tell the people of Markarth that their dead won't be disturbed anymore. We have bigger plans ahead.
And then she was set down her new path. Together they killed all of the people in Reachcliff Cave. And their plan could continue.
You've done it. The shrine is ours again. Now we need to prepare a grand feast to welcome you to Namira's coven. You will have the honor of bringing a fresh kill for the main course, and I know the perfect person.
Just tell me who needs it.
A priest filled with the taste of an easy life, Brother Verilus from Markarth. Give him this gold. Tell him you need Arcae's help exploring an old cavern for treasure. And when he stands in Namira's presence, she will take care of the rest. Say hello to Verilus for me.
Okay.
He will do the rest.
She said hello.
Who are you? What's going on?
Priest of Arcae. I'm your friend.
You're my... friend.
Yes, I'm your friend, and I've invited you to dinner.
I've been invited to dinner. I'm so hungry.
Why don't you lay down and rest while we get the meal ready?
I need to lay down. I'll just be a minute.
Come with me. Our feast is about to begin.
She could not wait to suck this guy's dick.
I invited you to dinner.
Ah, the new disciple. I hear you have quite the appetite.
There he is, Brother Verulus.
Who are you? What's going on?
Priest of Arcay, I'm your friend.
You're my... friend.
Yes, I'm your friend, and I've invited you to dinner.
I've been invited to dinner. I'm so hungry.
Why don't you lay down and rest while we get the meal ready?
I need to lay down. I'll just be a minute.
Come with me. Our feast is about to begin.
It was only a matter of time.
I'm so glad Ayola invited you to dinner.
As am I. I'm so happy to be here, she said. Nymphaneth was so happy, so thrilled to be starting her new life. It was almost like she could see herself in this very room with the rest of them. Living, feasting, gorging. She approached Brother Verulus. Caution. Reluctance. But a subtle, twinging, pulling, yearning, desperation to suck his dick and eat his ass fully. She waited. What took you so long? She says.
The meal is on Namira's table. Go ahead, carve.
The one quick slice. He was gone.
He looks so sweet. Go ahead, have the first bite.
And just like that, she ate the ass, bleeding and raw from Brother Verulus. He was gone.
Mortal, I am Namira, the Lady of Decay. Your consumption of the blood and bile of Arcay's own is pleasing to me. I give you my ring. Wear it, and when you feast on the flesh of the dead, I will grant you my power.
Thank you, my lady. She said.
Wallow in your wretchedness, my newest champion.
She began
I knew when you
speaking
walked into the
through the
Hall of
conduit.
Dead that you were special. And here you are, champion of Namira, keeper of her ring. You're everything I hoped you'd be.
Thank you, Ayola, for everything.
It's an honor, champion. Feel free to stay and mingle with your new coven.
And just like that,
What
her
are you
new
doing
life
for?
was born.
Huh?
She could feel herself changing, transforming. And before too long, she was a new woman, dressed in a black gown. Gone is the paint of her eyes. Everything else of her, everything else. And here she was, reformed. A new name as well, to herald in this new change of life. Instead of Nimfanemph, she was Nimphaneth, queen of eating people. And she was happy, for the first time in her life.
It's an honor, Keeper of the Ring.
She says to herself, a mirror from who she once was.
It's an honor, Keeper of the Ring.
She says to herself, a mirror of who she once was.
It's an honor, Keeper of the Ring.
She says to herself, and then she died.
What are you